that the student tend to think towards the end, I don't need supervisor anymore. Right? I'm okay, first year, second year. When it comes to third year, I think I should change my supervisor now. Okay, later we will look at some of the questions that I received from the society, right? From the online. There's so many, what we call funny question, and also some interesting question and dangerous question as well. So total like more than 70-80 questions, but we cannot go through all, so I'll just pick up a few. So your supervisor is the person that will be with you from the beginning until the end. So that's why I say it's a lifeline. What is lifeline? Kita panjat gunung kan, ada satu tali kat belakang sangkut. Kita drop, that lifeline is the one that will pull us back, right? When you're climbing the mountain, there is a lifeline behind you. Whenever you fall down, the lifeline will back up. That is there for you. So be careful. You don't want to be playing around with the lifeline, right? Isn't it? It's true. I mean, if you disagree any of my points, just tell me, right? So we can discuss. Point number 2, implement this. If any one of you can implement this, then inshallah, I'm sure you will finish your study. What is that? Rule number 1. Supervisor is always right. Supervisor is always right. Dan 2-3 orang tak sebut Unless and until you can say that word, that means you're not accepting it. It's true that everyone make mistake, right? We know that one. So don't come and see me in the corridor and say, you are the one who said supervisor's always right, but yesterday he made mistake. We all make mistake, right? But in terms of this, I'm telling you, in terms of you becoming a successful graduate, so use these rules just to control ourselves, to control ourselves. We want to lower ourselves a little bit down, just for the sake of knowledge, for the sake of learning knowledge from him or her, the supervisor, as the guru. That's what we call, right? Guru. Okay? Supervisor is always right. Number 2, if supervisor makes mistake, refer rule number 1. Okay? You refer rule number 1. If supervisor make mistake, then go back to rule number 1. Come back to rule number 2. If supervisor make mistake, refer rule number 1 again. You have no other place to go. If you follow this, then you'll be fine. Okay? Point number 3. So are you ready to acquire knowledge? That's what I put there. So to learn knowledge, there is etiquette. Kan, macam dulu kita belajar silat ni, kalau belajar silat ni kena ada khidmat pada guru. Kalau belajar mengaji je, kena buat kerja untuk tok guru. Pergi cakul-cakul ke, pergi bersih rumah dia ke, kemas-kemas dia kan. So if you learn something from the person called a teacher or guru, number 1, what we should do, we respect them, right? So do we respect our teacher, our supervisor? Adalah. Yes, I think maybe 60%. You know why 60%? Another 40%, I don't respect. Why? Because I'm older than him. He is very young, just graduate PhD. His age is 30 years old. I'm 55. So, I respect him, but only 60%. Sometimes it's become 50%. Sometimes become 0%. Okay? There is no respect for supervisor when you start complaining about your supervisor. Alright? When you start complaining about your supervisor, that's where you break the rules. Right? You don't know anything, everything, I'm the one who did it. So you will be surprised. I've seen people talking like that. So I'm going to say, if you talk like that about your supervisor, how are you going to learn knowledge from him? If you think you are clever, then you should supervise him. Isn't it? Because you don't accept him as a supervisor, then you should supervise him. He becomes the PhD student, you supervise him. And you give him marks for the progress report. Right? But why then you register with him? Right? If you don't respect him, then there is the problem will start. Okay? Greet with proper salutation. How do we greet our supervisor? Oi! Assalamualaikum. What you call your supervisor? Doctor. Good. Anyone call by name? You know, when we study in UK, sometimes the student they call the supervisor by name. If his name is David, Dr. David, they say, David, can I see you? Yeah, can I see you? I like to speak to you. But in Malaysia, we never see people call name, right? But proper salutation must be given, right? When you respect them. So when you say Assalamualaikum, it's different with Assalamualaikum, sir. Eh? Is there any difference? Yeah. There is the salutation start as well, right? Assalamualaikum, Prof. Assalamualaikum, Doctor. Good morning, Doctor. Right? There is a guy who will say, good morning. What time you available? He's a funny guy, eh? I'm always available, right? But I'm not available for you. Because the way you ask your supervisor, right? Give proper salutation. Write down the points mentioned. This is all the etiquettes. Adab, menuntut ilmu. Write down the points mentioned. The supervisor is talking, you don't write anything. So he or she is giving you some points, you don't write anything. You just look at supervisor. Or the worst case is, you checking your mobile. Yes, doctor. Wait, my wife is asking me to buy fish. Okay. Yeah? So bigger supervisor is contacting me now. So your supervisor is in front of you and you don't pay attention to your supervisor. If you do that, that is a very bad impression. Okay, you're going to give a bad impression. And that person, he or she is no longer going to pay attention to you. Right? If you don't trust me, you try. And bila you buat macam tu, the person in front of you, dia dah tak fokus pada you. He or she will go to the laptop and computer will start to, because you're not listening. So you should write down the points mentioned. Avoid argument. Don't argue. How many of you argue with your supervisor? Tak mengaku kan? Tapi bila check balik semua argue. Right? Do you argue with your supervisor? No, but when I check back, everyone argued with your supervisor. Because we don't know what is argument, what is debate, what is confrontation. We don't know. We have to be careful. Do we argue with our supervisor? He tells you to do something and then you say, no, I have to go somewhere else. He said, finish this one. No, I will do this one first and then, so who's the supervisor? Right? If he or she, they say to you, then you follow their orders. Unless you have some, what we call situation that you cannot help, then you ask nicely to them. I'm sorry, I can't do, but is there a possibility that I delay this and this and that? You know, so you have to play with the words in the game, so that he or she is not disturbed. You know, you don't disturb their feeling. Banyak belajar. Avoid argument, ready to follow. So whatever is given, you ready to follow. So dia bagi input, keluar balik output. Kan? Output kalau ada outcome bagus. So ni outcome semua tolak balik je. So if he asks you to do something, you're not doing it. And you give reason. Again reason. I have problem. I have yesterday one problem, now I have two problems. What's the problem? Yesterday one tire is broken, now two tires is broken. So two problems. Tomorrow third problem. Right? You're giving problem to your supervisor. Supervisor don't want to hear your problem. They want to listen to your solution to the problems. Right? Sometimes you do some work in the lab, experiment and so on, and you got into something, you start. Right? But you managed to solve that problem. So you should report that. So yesterday I had this problem and I have solved with A, B, C. I have these three options, but I solved with A. And then this happened. Is it okay? You verify with him. Then he said, oh, very good. So next time, you give him the solution. Not keep asking him, last week you asked me to do something, but now I have problem. Same, last month you asked me to do, I also have problem. Like I said in the previous session, life is a problem. Do you remember? Do you remember that guy? Life is a problem. You keep on saying problem. Until the supervisor, when they look at your name is very nice. But when the name come out in the mobile phone, they will say, oh, it's a Mr. Problem is calling me. Right? So they will try to avoid you. Because I already have so many problems and you come and give me more problems. Huh? Because they want you to be independent, research student. They want you to solve your problem. Make your own decision. Find out ways to solve the problem. Then they will say, oh, very good. I want this. This is a good approach. Right? Don't keep on coming with so many excuses and problems. Appreciate his effort by saying thank you. Do you say thank you to your supervisor?
Yes, always.
This is not for my student. Right? So do you say thank you to your supervisor?
Yeah.
How many times you say? When you say?
One time.
At the end of one semester, one time. But during progress report submission, I say thank you. Even normal communication, how do you end your communication with your supervisor? If you do that, very good. If you don't do that, there is some problem there. So you ask him so many questions. Can I do this, blah, blah, and then he advises you so many things. Okay, do this method A, this, and finish this, submit this, this, and that. And then you just answer, okay. You answer okay to your supervisor. Okay means not okay. You know that? You know that okay means not okay. Right? We fail to appreciate our supervisor, and then we want our supervisor to appreciate us. It's true, isn't it? We fail to appreciate our wife or our husband, then we want ourselves to be appreciated. Your wife cook very nice food, you eat, until your belly come out like a spare tire, and then you burp once, then you didn't say anything. You should give comments to your wife. Oh, today is a bit different. What's different? Very nice food. She will cook some more. Right? She will cook better food as well. Some more food for you. You eat, you don't say thank you. Worse than that, you give bad remarks. Masih naik ni? Apa ni? But it's too much spicy today. You burn my tongue. So there is no appreciation. So if we don't appreciate our supervisor, how he or she will appreciate us? Say thank you. So you end the communication with the supervisor by showing the respect again and appreciation. Thank you very much. I have a student, he always write, thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate your comments. May Allah bless you. You see that? He always make dua for me. I think maybe it's some of his prayers that I'm being blessed most of the time. Right? This is how you communicate. How you communicate with your parents, with your father and mother. Do you say thank you or not? Once a year. That's what we remember. Right? Do not underestimate. Some students, they underestimate their supervisor. I've seen this in life in many cases. When they have conflict, they will start to underestimate the supervisor. You were okay with him 2 years, 3 years. Why suddenly you underestimate him? He come 3 years, I cannot go. No, cannot go lah. This is the end lah. Finish. What's 3 years? You're nearly to submit your thesis and you want to change your supervisor. What is that? Then when we investigate, we find out there is some miscommunication. I'll show you one example of miscommunication. What is the miscommunication? You say something and he understood differently. Seems like updating status in FB. Right? So, 3 years is finishing time. There is no time for you to change your supervisor. You're wasting your time. Right? Or even at any time, first year, second year, you want to change, it's wasting your time. You should stick with your supervisor and do your work. But don't underestimate him. When you start to underestimate, all the rest thing will come. Oh, he don't know about his work. He is not good. He cannot do this. I ask him, he cannot answer this. He cannot answer or he's not answering to you. It's two different things. Right? Lower your wing, put your pride and arrogance behind. That's what I said. So we are learning, so we be like students. How are we with our parents? In front of our parents, we, same. He's a teacher, he's our carer, he's a parents for us when we are doing our studies. So lower our wing, pride, arrogance, listen to the supervisor. If you do that, that's the point number 3. Etiquettes of learning. Inshallah, you'll be okay. Right? I think this is the important part that I shared with you. The etiquettes of learning. Right? Bouncing ball theory. What is that theory? You have a ball on the wall. So, what happened? The same speed is going to come back to you. Right? Every day when you talk about something, if you spend 20 minutes talking about football, what happened? You don't remember football even in the sleep. You will dream suddenly, in the dreaming in the sleep next to your wife, Go! Wife said, go to sleep. Right? Because you were talking about football. So whatever we do, that's the opposite reaction will come. Similarly, if you throw the ball strongly, it's going to come back strongly. So what you give is what you get. For every action, there will be opposite reaction or equal reaction. So the way you treat your supervisor, he will treat you. Isn't it true? If you treat him well, he or she will treat you well. The same. Right? Unless you treat him well, you treat her well, but she just treat you like a monkey or something. Right? Throwing this and that. Then there is some problem with the supervisor. That supervisor is not always right. Right? So it's inhumane. It's inhumane to do that. People are, respecting you, doing this and that, but they don't appreciate you. They're very harsh with you. They torture you. Their comments is like, once you hear the comments, you forget to take lunch on that day. Go to sleep. I feel like vomiting, you know, after seeing my supervisor. Because the comments is so much. Giving comments is good, but there is a way of giving comment to the student without disrespecting the student as well. Giving comment by protecting their, you know, apa dia kata? Maruah dia. Jaga maruah student tu. Don't downgrade them in front of others. So give proper comments so that the student will improve, will be motivated. That's why people put you as a supervisor, to guide the student, to motivate the student, to help the student. But if we treat them well, they will treat us well. So I say, gain his attention, gain their attention. You must get their attention. So some people give excuse. My supervisor is very busy because he holds high position in the university. So he never called me, and I also never called him. And every time he's busy in meeting, so I leave him alone. I'm scared. I don't want to disturb him. And then I become very scared now. Why? I didn't see him for 6 months. Then you should be scared. Right? So if he or she is busy holding a position in the university, what you have to do to gain their attention? Find out. You need to find the reason how to find them. Go find them. You have extra work to do. If your supervisor is holding a post, you have extra work. Then you have to chase them. You cannot wait for them, because they might even forget about you. There is a very big professor and he has so many students. And suddenly this guy, he greet on the floor, you know, and he saw him and said, "Hello, Professor, good morning." "Yes." "How are you?" I said, "Fine." "Who are you?" I said, "I'm a student." That means you are not in his picture, right? You are not in his picture. Every time he comes to university, when he opens the door, he sits in his office, he must remember Sabri. Oh, hari ni Sabri buat apa? What is Sabri doing in office? Sabri dah update belum? Sabri dah submit paper belum? He must call you. How you can get his attention up to that level? And then anything he will call you. "Sabri, tolong saya ni. Sabri, buat saya ni." Is that what your supervisor do to you? Does he or she contact you? You know, asking for assistance sometimes. "Can you do this? Can you do that to me? Can you bring this for me? Can you do?" If they do that, they remember you, that means you have a good supervisor. If they just cut loose you and you become like the sheep in the field, going everywhere, Baba black sheep, huh? You go here and there. If you don't contact them, they never contact you. That means you have a very challenging supervisor. I don't say he's a bad supervisor. He's a very challenging supervisor. So how you can gain their attention that they will contact you always? "Okay, Sabri datang jumpa saya." Siapa maksudnya? Karti datang jumpa saya. "Boleh bantu saya tak? Saya nak kena submit satu paper ni. You tolong ni submit untuk saya. You do this, that." That means he or she they acknowledge you. They acknowledge the trust on you, level of intelligence on you. They rely on you. You need to get their attention. Win his trust. Be his special student. Correct? Can you be his best student? Saya pernah beritahu dulu kan. I've told you before, even in my previous talk. My supervisor has so many students. Dr. Mansuri Sofi has so many students. And then other students nak jumpa dia, they have to make appointment, this and that. But me, I'll just knock on the door. Knock on the door. When he see me, he say, "Mahadi, come in, sit down. What you want? What can I do for you?" Dia akan cakap macam tu. He will tell me that time. Then dia sendiri beritahu, for you anytime, there's no problem. You just call me. Sudah lain kena tunggu, kena buat giliran appointment nak jumpa dia. You have to make appointment. So macam mana you boleh jadi macam tu? Carilah jalan, find out. Okay, you need to find out how to gain his attention. Fulfill the task and promises made. This is important. They give you a task, they give you something, they give you due date. Finish it on time. Then they will trust you. If you keep pending, they will say, okay, one time, 2 times, 3 times. After some time, they will feel bored about you as well. Isn't it? Oh, okay, let's forget it. He's not going to do that. Right? So if you get the supervisor who always follow up, they find out, okay, have you finished this? Have you done this? Have you submitted? He's a good supervisor. You are with a good supervisor. We look at the types of supervisor later on, right? Communication is the main idea. Next point. Most of the problem happens through the communication. Because you don't communicate, or you don't communicate properly, or you miscommunicate. So what's the cartoon there doing? Okay? So this is a good cartoon. My boss told me to have a good day. So I went home. Yes, I'm having, good day at home. Okay? When there is certain misunderstanding, what you do as a student? Okay? You realize, right? You realize there is some friction between me and my supervisor. Maybe I did some mistake, or there is some misunderstanding. So what you do? As a student, what you do? So I put the answer. A, B, C, D, and G. So you can choose one. Is that E? Huh? E, yeah. Because you're scared. Because you're scared, I'm scared, when I look at him, I know there is something wrong. So it's E. I will keep quiet. Or I will write very long essay. My email, I'll send him. I'll justify what is wrong. Why I'm wrong, but I'm still correct. I know I'm wrong, but I'm correct. The reason is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, until 10 reason. Then we are satisfied. Then we say, thank you very much. We still don't apologize there. Oh, it's a very bad move. Bad, very bad move. Or you text message send, before this SMS. WhatsApp. Sekarang ni WhatsApp ni macam satu nikmat. Isn't it?
Yeah.
WhatsApp is like a gift. It's free. So every time you can WhatsApp your supervisor. It's free. If WhatsApp they charge you per message 10 cents, are you going to WhatsApp like this? I think no group will be created. Because it's free. Wait for a supervisor to call you. It's okay, he will call me later on. I'll just wait. Inilah masanya nak ajar dia. Keep quiet. Hide in my room. You sembunyi dalam bilik. Hide in my room. Supervisor is angry with me. Like angry bird. So I hide in my room. Complain to others, go and talk. You see, my supervisor is doing this to me. Yesterday, he asked me to do this. What is this? He say, do your supervisor do this? He checked. So please answer what you do. You need to solve immediately by communicating. Go see your supervisor. Don't leave it too long. Sebulan tinggal, 2 bulan, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, and then you go to see him. If it is a small cut, you don't take an action, go to the clinic, put some medicine, antibiotics, it's not going to heal, isn't it? You have to do some immediate treatment. If you leave it, what's going to happen? It's going to swell up, right? Kan bernanah nanti. Kan, luka besar, from small it's going to grow bigger. And it's going to be painful. That's what happened. Most people, they don't communicate. Go back and see. Just apologize, finish. Don't justify. The problem is when you start to justify. I know I'm wrong, but don't use that. Okay? You don't use that. I know I'm wrong, But 1, 2, 3, 4, you start again. If you go there to apologize, just apologize. That's it. Finish it. For how long do you need to maintain and have good relationship with your spouse? For how long? Please answer.
For eternity. Maybe after you finish your course.
I'm sorry, this session I made it so like relax. Don't want to be too formal. Otherwise, everybody will be scared. Scared. The supervisor scared of me, scared of everything. So it's better you respond as well. So some people say, for the first year, I have to be good with my supervisor. Just first year. First and second year, enough. First and second year is enough. After that, I'm clever already. I know UTSM, I know everything. I know CGS. I know the CGS dean. He prayed with me in Surau. I can complain direct to him. You're messing about, huh? You're messing about. Second and third year. So which answer? A, B, C, D until F. Huh? H. What is H?
Forever.
Why forever?
From the day you start your program till you finish, and even after you finish,
Yeah.
you maintain the relationship.
So, but most of the people, they think once I'm done, that's it, I'm finished. They do some sort of glitch towards the end. Right? Let me give you an example, right? Maybe there is just some things regarding research work. Suddenly, at the first year, it's okay. The supervisor gives you titles, you do research. Second year, third year, you feel like you are the owner. You feel like, wah, kau agak-agak lah, babe. Selama ni aku yang buat research ni. Kan? Lepas tu kau nak minta aku punya design model ni. Kan? You start to say at the third year, you see this? I've been doing this for so long. Now when finishing, he wants my model. He's asking for the design. This is mine. It's mine. Look, the cartoon, mine. Is it yours? Or is it both? So you both. Why you want to fight about that? It's both. You develop, he develop, he supervise you, he coach you, he give you titles, he pay you money as well. UTSM pay you money. Right? At the end you say this is yours. Because of that you fight. You fight and you pull the string once. And then you forget about your supervisor. I will continue on that one. But my advice is you need to be in touch with your supervisor, like the brother said, forever. Like me, I'm now still in touch with both my supervisors. And I'm so happy with them. Right? So I put there, what if I told you, your joke are funny? Maybe just little comments, towards the end, then you become unfriend. Right? You become unfriend. So we don't have much time. I have to speed a little bit, right? If you break up with your supervisor, it's going to cost number 7. If you break up with your supervisors, that means you finish, you graduate, you get the scroll, alright? Then you just go back. You didn't meet him. You didn't meet him, you didn't greet him, you didn't say anything. Just get the scroll, pack your stuff, go back to Algeria, for example. That's it. I don't need his supervisor anymore. Last time he shouted at me 10 times already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh no, 11 times. You keep counting how many times he shouted at me. 10 times. And we remember all these negative things that happen, but we don't look at the final answer. What is the final answer? You did get your PhD, right? Because of his or her supervision. But trust me, my friends, I like to call you like my colleagues, right? One day you will become my colleagues as well. Postgraduate student, you are like colleagues. One of the professors, he told me, you are like our colleagues. Why you worry so much? You are not like undergraduate student. You are matured student. So we trust you, we let you go work on your own, independent, so much. So we trust you. Why you worry so much? So for that, in return, you also do the same with the supervisors. Right? You build the relationship even more. When you get the scroll, your PhD, that is when you start your journey actually. Once you get your PhD, that's where you start your journey. After that, so many things has to be done. And for that, so many steps, so many things, you need to come back to your supervisor. If you break that tie, as soon as you finish your PhD, you're going to break all the bridges that are going to connect you for another 20, 30 years, 40 years. For example, he might recommend you to this university, give him a job. You're going to get the job immediately. You don't know. You don't know who he knows. Right? Maybe his friend is the vice chancellor of another university. He just give a phone call, submit your application, then they're going to appoint you. What's that? Everyone else is waiting for that chances. You have your supervisor who can recommend you, but you fight with him. So who's losing it? But behind that, what I would like to emphasize here is blessing. Blessing apa? Bahasa mana apa blessing? Salah tu bukan keberkatan Dia macam, it is sort of, they give you their blessing that you can go further some more. Dia restu, dia bagi keredaan dia, and they appreciate you. They say, okay, saya menghalalkan semua ilmu saya. Make them happy. All tasks will be easy. Viva will be easy. Study overall process will be easy. Semua mudah because they bless you, you know. They will say, okay, maybe on that day they say, Allah help this student in his Viva. That's going to help you in the Viva, we don't know. But you backbite your supervisor so much. So before going Viva, you didn't ask for forgiveness as well. You're going to get chewed in the Viva. Yeah. Other people finish in 2 years and 2 hours, 1 hour. Your Viva end up until 6 hours. Betul-betul punya kena tanya kan. Dia balik pada action kita. Right? You're not sincere, you are untruthful. Right? So you talk sini, cakap sana, cakap sini kan. Then mana nak ada blessing? But when you break the tie, the relationship with the supervisor, then that's it. The blessing is gone already. Saya pernah nampak sendiri kawan-kawan yang mana tempat lain kan, dia memang bermasalah dengan supervisor dan buat masalah dengan supervisor. They create problem with the supervisor. Come back, they cannot do any research. They were just sitting thinking what to do. You cannot move forward. One professor, he told me that there is a student, he fight with the supervisor towards the end, just regarding some program, coding, some model. Either this is my model, I did this model for my PhD, so I will not give you. The supervisor said, even if I take, I will give to another student will do this project, and you might be the co-supervisor. So what's the issue? How come you suddenly become the owner of the project? Because the title is given by a supervisor. Will you be able to know that this is a PhD project without supervisor? Kamu boleh tahu dengan projek ni dah sampai level PhD. It's already PhD level without the supervisor. You will not be able to know. You get it from him. So why don't you just share with him? You share with him. Then he's going to be thankful. You will be co-supervisor, you will be still doing the project. But that professor, he told me, even though the student took this project with him, he didn't manage to do that project. Even the supervisor managed to do so many other works. That's why I said, is come back to the etiquette, come back to the blessing. And be good with everyone. Everyone, that means people in the proposal defense, the panel, even don't underestimate them. I've seen a student, he gives some bad remarks about the panels. Dalam proposal defense, dia cabar panel. Student dia boleh cabar panel. Encik mana tahu, encik tak pernah buat research ni. So you should think twice why faculty put this doctor as a panel for you. Faculty will put a person who is related to your work. You don't challenge them, don't underestimate them. The bad things happen is the person who he challenged, he becomes the chairperson of his final rival. So that's why I say be good with everyone. Be good with everyone. Don't think too short. Orang tu jadi chair. So chairperson ni sepatutnya nak kena membantu student. Betul tak? Kan kamu kata hari tu saya ni tak tahu apa kan. Saya pun tidur lah kan. Chair pun tidur. Mana tahu mungkin macam tu lah kan. But that student, he had what we call interesting journey lah. Do good and good things will come to you. Do good and good things will come. Kat mana-mana pun buat kebaikan lah. Sini dengan supervisor, dengan siapa, orang sekeliling supervisor, panel, siapa-siapa, orang faculty. Right? They will come back to you. Don't create enemies. Jangan buat musuh. Betul tak? Jangan buat musuh. Don't create enemies. You don't know when they will come. They might be reviewing your paper. When they review, I think I know this guy. I've seen this project. Let's give some good remarks in this paper. So I put there, look at me, I'm the supervisor. Jangan gambar. Look at me, I'm the supervisor. Allah Akbar. So I say, if you continue this blessing, it's going to go up further. After your lecturer, the blessing comes from whom? From your parents. Two people, father and mother. You should do good things to them as well. Do you break ties with them as well? That's the biggest blessing. You will not know the blessing of the prayers of mother and father unless and until we lose them. Saya dapat rasa bila mak saya meninggal and my mother passed away, then I noticed I've lost so much of the prayer, That's a blessing. So while they are still with us, we should always ask them to pray for us, make our study easy. Always call them. If you're an international student, every week call them. Ask them, to make dua for you, pray for you. our mother, wherever they are. So they will keep praying for us. If they pray for you, your study will become easy. Your life will become easy. So, after parents, it goes up to whom? Almighty, the Creator. Every one of us, we have the Creator. So He is the biggest. We need to ask for the biggest, the highest blessing. So if He help us, nobody can defeat us. Right? So it connected, all is connected. So now, who is your supervisor? Do you know him or her? This is question for you. Is he an organized person? Orangnya semua susun file, semua susun organized. Is a disciplined person, very high disciplined person, on time. Late, 5 minutes late, uji gitu. Don't see. Protokol. Nak jumpa mesti ada protokol. You have to follow certain rules to see him or her. Is he a good listener? Does your supervisor listen to you? Listen to you, You talk to him, then yes. After that, you go, yeah, okay, yeah. Update next week, Then I'm speaking to the monitor. I'm speaking to the monitor, not to you. That means I'm not interested to you. I'm not interested to listen to you. I'm not ready to listen to you. That is the point. Is he a good listener? That means if he pay attention, very good. He listen to all your stories, then he say, okay, no, don't worry. He motivates you back. That means he's a good listener. Oh, tak apa, bagus. Carry on. Excellent. Good job. Is he a chatter? Cakap, the school cakap. Does he speak a lot? Medium? Little? Medium? Or you talk too much? Blah, 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 blah. Non-stop. If you meet him, he is the only one who speaks with you. Even if you want to say, yang mana? Is he a silent one? Whatever you speak, you listen. Okay. Okay, 2-3 words only. Silent. Full of ideas. Does he full of ideas? When you see him, you say, do this part. 1, 2, 3. Is he aggressive? Thinking wise, aggressive. Oh, you have to do like this, and then very highly motivated, Very difficult to control him because he's very fast, like the speed train, Kereta api laju. Dia bukan kereta api biasa. Is he passive? Very passive. Slow motion. Like going in the boat, Right, relax. We will get there, Don't worry, we will get there. One day we will be there. Is he a joker? Does he joke a lot with you? Is he a joker? Joker. Or is he serious? All the time he's serious. Not even one single day he laughed at you. Go see him.